whatever your dreams are, pursue them. Like, you will have a lot of people telling you what their opinion is of your life and what they think you should be doing and what they think you shouldn't be doing. If something is your dream, just go for it.
The lesson was that you could be inspired by others, but that nothing stops you from picking up and starting to do your own things.
As young as you are, you have a story to tell.
I am outspoken for her.
Fearless for her.
I'm strong for her.
I'm using community interventions.
Empowering others.
Join protests.
Doing community projects.
I use the word of God to fight for her.
For her.
For her.
This Take the Stage is for her.
To celebrate her.
To encourage her.
To inspire her.
To support her.
To strengthen her.
I am Letitia Parkinson.
Facian Beckle.
Dr. Geneva Parkinson.
Latoya Roberts.
Gabriella Hossein.
Leslie and Wills Caton.
And this
And this is For Her.
Hello everybody, good night, good morning, good day. Right now we are in the Commonwealth Wildflower Park in Tong, Port of Spain, wherever you want to call it. And I'm Kirby Moses, your first host for Take the Stage for Her. There might be somebody else here tonight, not sure. We're not sure. So tonight is really about her. We're celebrating her, empowering her, uplifting her in any way that we can. So we're not trying to stick. Let's get to our first performer, who is Janisa Francis. She is doing a spoken word performance for us. And the energy has just changed because that's what we need. So we're calling on her, we're giving her some love, and Janisa, get ready to take the stage.
What is the cost of change? Today in my sweet island paradise, we roll the dice wondering which life will it take next. We wonder why. We shout, we cry, but shoot down the price of change when it's laid down in front of us. It's horrific, really, to see daily the numbers, the lives lost as the people slumber. Yeah, we are clearly asleep, only opening our eyes a peek, quickly closing them anew, hoping that no one saw, that no one knew, that we knew as soon as the price is called. Why is that? Why do we hurt, but when it starts to hurt or seems to hurt our purse, we purse our lips and close our pocketbook like a store when the price is too high and we turn our backs? To Neil Cupid, what is the cost of change? When will enough be enough be enough? How many lights must we snuff out? How many women must we lay to rest while we rest on our laurels, wrestling with each other over race and political disgrace? How long will we abandon our reality with our 2 weeks mentality? Will he beat she with a hammer, but we say she shoulda do better? Will a woman's attire be blamed for some sicko's desire? Will we say that them young girl hot instead of them big men had to stop, that they should be locked up? When will lock up even mean anything when bail easy and everybody palms greasy? So criminals running loose to distress the country, but it funny until it is your family. Rishma Kancha, what is the cost of change? How many little girls will never see their home again? How many children lost their home with their mother, as home is where the heart is? Where is our home now, when our heart has left us, blown away in the dusty ashes of the womb, caging the women of this nation in a tomb of their own fear? But do you really care? Because when the bill comes, you dine and dash like you got no cash, because change comes at a hefty cost that you clearly didn't bargain for, clearly aren't feeling for, clearly aren't, can't, won't. Ashanti Riley, what is the cost of change? So it took the death of someone that, society can find no fault in for you to hear what we've been saying. Women aren't at fault. So let's teach our men to respect their bodies and that it's okay to cry. Let's teach that if we don't want them, we don't deserve to die. How about honor your wife? Protect your daughters from strife. Seek the Lord, and men, Call on your brethren to act right. Today, in our sweet island paradise, we mourn. Andrea Barrett, what is the price of change? And are we finally ready to unite and split the bill?
Hey, don't mind me, I just here watching and touching the Commonwealth flowers. That was a good performance, so thank you, Janisa. But we're moving on to the next performer. He is coming all the way from Barbados, and he is going to give us a beautiful spoken word performance called Womb Man. Woman, womb, Mother Nature, woman, you get it. So get ready to take the stage. His name is Stone by Cupid.
We know our history. Better yet, know, we know his story. But what about her story? What about the givers of life that we have removed constantly from the pages of our heritage with no cause, it seems? We have become numb to the touch of the feminine persona. Behind every war and every warrior, behind every war and every soldier, they've been about when we're backed into a corner, the heart of it. Woman has been a part of our culture. And if Africa is the motherland, then Barbados is the bastard child, birth from the plight of the lesser man, the daughter of the blacker man, blacker than the night when the lights of hope have been pinched out. Yet still you hear me shout about their love, their love, their love for their woman.
From stooping down to standing up, sin dog. Now we rising up, right? The next performer we have is Celeste Pereira, who is going to be giving us a gorgeous cover of Rise Up by Andra Day. So, Celeste, get ready to take the stage for her.
You're broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can't find the fighter, but I see it in you, so we're gonna walk it out. We gon' walk it out and move mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up high like the waves. I'll rise up in spite of the ache. I'll rise up and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you. When the silence isn't quiet and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe, and I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet. Move mountains, bring it to its feet, and move mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you. the ache. I will rise 1,000 times, and we'll rise up high like the waves. We'll rise unafraid. We'll rise up, and we'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you,
Our next performer to take the stage is a guy you may have seen once or twice. He keeps coming back to take the stage again and again and again. It is Mark Howell Paul again to take the stage.
Yeah, I miss it, don't make them take advantage of you. Nah, 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 nah. Young girl wanna school, yeah, and don't follow nobody. Cause the man where I call you sexy could be twice your daddy. Me no time rough like Greta, plus your mama don't have it. So me beg you please don't make them come mess up your body. And you dirty man, you dirty man, leave the people picnic them alone. You dirty man, you know it's wrong. Leave the people picnic them alone. Hey, it's a disgrace, man. Ooh, you're just a waste man. Hey, hey, mommy, you feel listen to your daughter when she tell you she not happy. You see the signs and turn a blind eye. Me, I beg you to stop it. Cause that man where you have a come check you, when you let him still a tarry, you leave your young girl all alone. No, take your daughter, stand up. We no dirty man, you dirty man. Leave the people, leave them alone. Hey, you dirty man, what's wrong? Leave the people, leave them alone. Hey, it's a disgrace, man. Ooh, you're just a waste man. Hey, it's a disgrace, man. You're just a waste man.
Hi everybody, it's me again. We're just going to switch up things a little bit because this is Take the Stage and we like to give everybody a little bit of something all the time. So especially because this is Take the Stage for Her, we have up next a talk from Leslie Ann Caton. So sit back, relax and enjoy.
Hi, I'm Leslie Ann Wills Caton, the General Manager of the Trinidad and Tobago Film Company, otherwise known as Film TT. Now, I started a really interesting journey, to be honest. I went to a senior secondary school in Point Fortin, and I eventually studied psychology, human resource management, and stumbled into film. But when I stumbled into film, I realized that I loved the administrative side of film and not the actual in front of the camera the cinematographer, the lights, the gaffer. I really wanted to the logistics, the coordinating side of it. I was really good at it, and I was able to use the human resource element of it, the psychology element of it. And in doing that, I was able to now specialize and open my own company called Fixer Film Limited, in which we were the logistics organization of the film industry. And so over the years, I've worked on several feature films, short films, commercials, music videos, online media, really specializing in the administrative side of it. From the film company Fixer Film, I went on to creating a distribution platform, which is the Film and Folklore Festival. Now, the beauty of the Film and Folklore Festival is we're focusing on our culture, traditions, and beliefs, really telling our stories in a way that, our stories are so important to us. And as much as possible, yes, we look at online content. We obsess with vampire films and dragon films. And when you really think, okay, well, what about our superhero films within folklore, within our culture, within that traditional side of it? And that is why that organization existed. And what I love about the film industry is there are a lot of women. And normally when persons internationally come and say, what is the landscape in terms of film? I say, well, how do we see women in the film industry? And I'm like, what do you mean? We've not had a concern with women in the industry where women are producers. We have women cinematographers, we have women script supervisors, we have a woman who does grip work. The film industry locally, I have to say, is a really nice mix of both men and women where we can tell our stories, we can work together. As a child growing up, I always knew I wanted to tell stories. I started writing. I used to write a lot of scripts when I was growing up. I remember my first written story was a Father's Day play, and we were telling it with puppets. And I did that script, and when I was able to see that script live and told in church, something resonated, and what I want to, it's really to encourage persons to tell your story. As young as you are, you have a story to tell. If you like to paint, that's a story. If you like to sing, that's a story. And because you are true to yourself, you realize there are a lot of other people who will then take inspiration from who you are. And as much as possible, even with me being in administration, me representing the Trinidad and Tobago film industry and talking to international companies and really finding a home and a place for filmmakers locally and regionally, it really makes you realize whatever you set your mind to, you have to keep going. I will tell you, being an entrepreneur and having a business and then taking those different steps is not easy. And people would like to say, just work hard, but you can work hard and then you still have to work hard with a goal in mind. And of course, I keep repeating the tell a story, but it's not just for filmmakers, it's for hairdressers or carpenters or tailors. Every time you create something, that is your brand and that's your legacy that's being left behind. And so whatever you're doing, you should really do it to the best of your ability. If I have to leave any words of encouragement, definitely continue to pursue your dreams. It's something when you feel like no one is seeing your vision, no one is really understanding what you want to do. Keep doing it, put it out there, and continue to create and tell your story.
Alright, people, a big part of women empowerment is making space for other women to take the stage. So this is just me saying goodbye for now. See you all later.
What's up, people? What's up? They call me from behind the trees. Letitia from behind the trees. Thanks, Kirby, for holding the dog. And my turn now, right? All there. Hey, all they feeling the breeze blowing here right now. I feel so good. Feeling like the wind beneath my wings. Hey, let me bring on Joshua Hines to take the stage all here.
It must have been cold there in my shadow. You were content to let me shine, that's your way. You always walked a step behind. So I was the one with all the glory, while you were the one with all the strength. A beautiful face without a name for so long. A beautiful smile to hide the pain. Did you ever know that you're my hero? You're everything I wish I could be. I can fly higher than an eagle, for you are the wind beneath my wings. It might have appeared to go unnoticed. Oh, but I've got it in my heart. I want you to know I know the truth. Of course I know it. I would be nothing without you. Did you ever know that you're my hero? You're everything I wish I could be. Yes, I can fly higher than an eagle. You are the wind beneath my wings. Did I ever tell you you're my hero? You're everything, everything, everything I wish I could be. Oh, and I can fly higher than an eagle. For you are the wind beneath my wings. For you are the wind beneath my fly, fly, fly away so high in the sky. Oh, you are the wind beneath my wings. Oh, you are the wind beneath my wings. Fly, fly, fly away so high in the sky. Oh, you are the wind beneath my wings.
What's up, everybody? How y'all feeling? We feeling light? Feeling nice and light after Joshua performance? Alright, so y'all, you know we changed pace a little bit. Right now we're on Alexandra. ST? Where's that? Stuart Street? Hey, big up all the Alexandras out there. Listen, right now it's Take the Stage For Her. So you know when we talking about For Her, we had to talk about mother. Alright, we're bringing out Colleen Hall Sylvan to take the stage earlier.
The strength of a woman. Whoa, the pillow knows her tears. Whoa, whoa, the strength of this woman. A majestic little frame with a lonely tooth to bite. Wisdom is her whispered name. Life's battlefield, her fight. Whoa, the pillow knows her tears. Whoa, whoa, the strength of this woman. Generations spoke through you in a voice that cannot mute. Your weighted stories were school, university for a degreed fool. Whoa, the pillow knows her tears. Whoa, whoa, the strength of this woman. Clothed in humility with a breastplate of respect. You waded through with attitude and turn each page with gratitude. Whoa, the pillow knows her tears. Whoa, whoa, the strength of this woman. Seasons change and so did you. A few lonely braids your crown. The stories are but whispers now. The offspring sing your song. Whoa, the pillow knows her tears. Whoa, whoa, the strength of this woman.
What's up, y'all? So I decided to take a little walk for this one, you know what I mean? Because walking is good for your health. Hey, speaking of health, I have a special guest for all you. Yeah, so you know that it's called me from behind the trees, right? Letitia from behind the trees. But some people just call me Parkinson too. As in Dr. Parkinson. No, not me, I'm not a doctor. But my cousin is a doctor. And not any kind of doctor, you know though. A cancer doctor. Did you know you could prevent cancer? Like we hear from the boss there. Doctor!
Hi, I'm Dr. Geneva Parkinson, and I'm the founder and executive director of the Caribbean Alliance to Control and Prevent Cancer. So I always knew I wanted to be a doctor from very, very young. I went to high school at Bishop State High School in Port of Spain. And I knew throughout that sciences was my route and I wanted to do medicine. After A-levels, I went to Howard University in DC. Then I went on to Yale University School of Medicine. Throughout my time at Howard University and also at Yale, I knew I wanted to integrate clinical research into medical practice. So not only did I want to practice medicine, I wanted to also discover new things so I could integrate that into the medical field. And I also knew I wanted to do global health because I knew I wanted to bring what I learned in the United States back into practice here in Trinidad and Tobago. Going through medicine, particularly in the United States, there are not a lot of folks who are of African descent in the medical field. And even though it's getting better, there still is not as many women in the medical field. So being both, it was particularly challenging for me going through that. But I would say that knowing the motivation of what I wanted to do, knowing that I wanted to come back home and practice, and that was enough to take me through my journey to becoming a doctor back here. So a little bit of what we do at the Criminal Alliance to Control and Prevent Cancer. So we integrate education, research, and clinical practice. At the moment, we're focusing on breast cancer and breast cancer genetics. So part of our research is we look at genetics and how much genetic mutations is in our breast cancer population. Our women are diagnosed very, very young in Trinidad and Tobago. So it is very important that we know if there are any genetic mutations present in our population. So as part of our research project, we worked with the St. James Medical Complex and looked at how much genetic mutations were in that breast cancer population. This led to our clinical practice where we offer at an affordable rate women genetic testing for them and their family members should they be deemed high risk for having breast cancer. I think that when it comes to cancer, it's still a little bit taboo in Trinidad and Tobago. The only way that we advocate for breast cancer is to talk more about it and share the information that we have. And this is why our mission here at Caribbean Alliance, Control and Prevent Cancer, is so important, because we want to make sure that that education gets out there. We want to remove that taboo. My future is or my goal that I hope to help attain and sort of what I hope will happen. I just hope that women would feel comfortable taking charge of breast cancer control and prevention. I really hope we come a day where someone could turn to their friend and be like, hey, did you get your mammogram, or did your mom get your mammogram? And we wouldn't be like, whoa, what kind of talk is that? We would be like, okay, yes, she got her mammogram here, she's going here, and we have, an open dialogue. I hope that we can get more infrastructure. And right here as we have it, to get genetic testing for breast cancer genetics, you have to export your test. So, for instance, our clinic sends our tests to California. We do not have that local infrastructure here. So I really hope that this is something we can go forward, so we can do all of our tests locally and even regionally, where islands could send tests for here. Whatever your dreams are, pursue them. You will have a lot of people telling you what their opinion is of your life and what they think you should be doing and what they think you shouldn't be doing. If something is your dream, just go for it. My journey was not easy at all. It was worth it, but absolutely not easy, and filled with a lot of, hard work, as I say, sweat, blood, tears, but worth it at the end. So if you know you want something, just go after it. And with that, I would say, take care of you, take care of yourself, take care of your friends and families. When it comes to either cancer or just general health, just take care of yourself, right? So empower yourself with knowledge. And when you get the knowledge, then make sure you're covered and your friends and family are covered, so we all get through this healthy.
So it is with Roots. We're always learning and vibing and growing. By now, all you know, Roots Foundation, right? We plan on take the stage. But you know what Roots stands for? Revival of our oral traditions. So we wouldn't really be Roots if we get something truly Trinbagonian. So we introducing Kevin Francis. We're gonna hit all your raps. So take the stage, Kevin.
Yo, big up Roots Foundation, Kevin Francis. Yeah. So tell me why them rape the woman and kill them. You protect the ladies, We feel love and protect them. Cause we now want to see your next victim. Nah, we fed up, yeah. Cause them a think different. How them for rape and kill a innocent. Me feel it, I must be Lucifer, them boy, them a deal with. Yeah, we need to protect the ladies. How if we get babies? Them boy, them sick in them head, worse than rabies. So me tell them, yeah, the woman them a pray for your better day. But the system set away. Them just now get the pepper spray. If you see then see. Like man turn predator and watch woman as the prey. That could have be your sister day. These days it's safer for you to cross the highway. Lord protect the woman them, I pray. Yeah, we fed up, yeah. Cause them a think different. How them for rape and kill a innocent. Me feel it, I must be Lucifer, them boy, them a deal with. Yeah, we need to protect the ladies. How if we get babies? Them boy, them sick in them head, worse than rabies. So me tell them, yeah, Like the woman them not safe, not even in a taxi. And when them walk the streets, some sick of a track she. Me feel it for Andrea and Ashanti. You need to teach them boy them respect. Cause fear them try inject. Them walk kill Trinidad princess. Pedophile, how you fit touch a little child? Yeah, we fed up. Cause them a think different. How them for rape and kill a innocent. Me feel it, I must be Lucifer, them boy, them a deal with. Yeah, we need to protect the ladies. How we forget babies? Them boy, them sick in a them head, worse than rabies. So me tell them, yeah, we can't turn a blind eye. How many more women got to die? How many more mothers got to cry? We need to do something. The way till it reach you and die. It's like every day, from the gun, another you die. Tell me why. Them say God is a trini. Tell me how we would have feel when them say we. Yo, big up Roots Foundation, and protect the woman them. Yo, big up Marco Paul, Kevin Francis. I must be Lucifer, them boy, them I deal with. We need to protect the ladies. Oh, if we get babies.
What's up, y'all? Alright, so they like that vibes, right? You know, we gotta keep it vibesy all the time. So we're gonna bring up my lover, Screwface. Wait, I don't mean he's my lover. I mean he's Screwface and his song is Love. Screwface, boy, take this stage.
Sure. Screwface. This one is dedicated to the one I love, dog. I really love that, dog. Me not go on a girl to see it. Not true. We bounce it like this. Baby, I love you. And baby, I need you. Girl, you are the light of my life, girl. Yes, my sunshine, girl. Oh, oh, yeah. And baby, I need you. Yes, and baby, I want you. Girl, you are my sugar dumpling. Yeah, yes, my doo-doo darling. Oh, oh, yeah. You're white, girl. You came in my life, girl, at a time when I had nobody. I was all alone. At night time, girl, I was so lonely. You saved me from self-destruction. Girl, you're my island. I love you, girl, and that's why I've got to sing this. Baby, I love you, and baby, I need you. Girl, you are the light of my life, girl. Yes, my sunshine, girl. Oh, oh, yeah, and baby, I need you. Yes, and baby, I want you. Girl, you are my sugar dumpling. Yeah, yes, my doo-doo darling. Oh, oh, yeah. You're white, girl. You are my best friend, me lover. My best friend, me lover. My best friend, me lover. Yeah, yeah. Now we hugging and we talking and we kissing and we laughing and we having a good time. Girl, sure. No bad times with you, girl. Only fun times, baby. I'm gonna put on the ring, girl. Yeah, just give me some time, baby. I love you, and baby, I need you. Girl, you are the light of my life, girl. Yes, my sunshine, girl. Oh, oh, yeah. And baby, I need you. Yes, and baby, I want you. Girl, you are my sugar dumpling. Yeah, yes, my doo-doo darling. Oh, oh, yeah. You're white, girl. Soon we go put a ring pan your finger. Settle down with a nice pretty daughter. You bring joy to this Rasta man's heart. You and me coulda never be apart. Say me love you, me love you, me love you, gal. Yes, me love you, me love you, me love you, gal. Hey, me love you like cook food, gal. I say you're loving so good. Baby, I love you. You're loving so good. And baby, I need you. You're loving so good. You are the light of my life. Girl, you're loving so good. My sunshine. Girl, you're loving so good. And baby, I need you. You're loving so good. And baby, I want you. You're loving so good. You are my sugar dumpling. You're loving so good. My doo-doo darling. You're loving so good. You're white, girl. Me love you, gal. Yes, me love you, me love you, me love you, gal. Hey, me love you, gal. Yes, me love you, me love you, me love you, girl. Hey, 1,000 kisses to you, girl. Nah lie, I truly love that door. Screwface.
So, what we doing? We feeling good? I know we feeling good. Alright, so by now, let's gain the vibes, right? Yeah, we want to entertain you, but we also want to educate you. But most importantly, men and women, we want to empower you. For who? For her. So here we're going on. Right now, we're going to bring out Tobago. Tobago in the house, because of course Tobago ought to be in the house, yo. Bring out Miss Latoya Roberts to give you a little something. A little something. A little plenty thing about youth development. Latoya, take this.
I am Latoya Roberts, and I am a youth development consultant and also a director of Trinidad and Tobago Youth Ambassadors. My journey in youth development started from a tender age, maybe when I was 3 years old, working with my mother doing community projects with my church, Canaan Estate Church. After that, my growth in youth development started when I was in Form 3, when the Division of Youth and Sport through Miss Anne-Marie Diggersall would have encouraged me to do a lot of community service projects. And I had a really interesting experience where I journeyed to Barbados to do an event called Building Bridges that connected young persons and make us learn about the challenges that we face as young persons growing up. From there, I saw that I always had a passion for doing community work, working with grassroots movements, and becoming the director of Trinidad and Tobago Youth Ambassadors, specifically the Tobago chapter, allowed me to interact with many young women and young men in Tobago. I became really active in youth work, but most of the time I was always on the participatory level. And many times I wondered how consultants write their reports, or are they really reporting the things that really happen with young persons? So after attending many stakeholder consultations, always asking persons to come and do interviews or questionnaires with you, I really wanted to have a stronger voice. And because of that, I seriously started to engage in youth work in terms of from a more professional level. And it has led me now to work with many community-based and youth organizations based in Trinidad and Tobago. I was the president of the Tobago Youth Council for 3 years. And under that procedure, we really re-engaged the youth groups on the island. We engaged them to be a bit more active, to focus more on their constitution. And because of a woman in leadership, I was invited to be a part of the Seawell Trinidad and Tobago chapter, where it focuses on developing young professional women in the island. I think one of the most outstanding projects that I've worked on recently is the Girls Take Over Parliament Trinidad and Tobago project, hosted by the Trinidad and Tobago Youth Ambassadors. And for that project, we mentored about 15 young women in Tobago to make sure that they understand their self-worth, they understand their importance in leadership, they understand how to develop community projects, they understood budgeting, they understood communication in terms of personal communication, in terms of business communication, and how that could impact on them developing themselves and also the projects that they want to implement in society. Sometimes we take mentorship for granted, and many times young persons need that mentorship. Sometimes they just need the support of a peer attending their events, or the support of their peer having a telephone conversation to bounce off ideas, the support of their peers to give motivation to them in terms of the work that they do. Many times young persons are looking for leaders, they are looking for mentors, they are looking for persons to strengthen them. And sometimes the mentorship doesn't always have to be about the positives, but it's also when the young person is down, to show them the challenges, give them suggestions and ideas on how to get rid of these challenges that they face as young people and show them the way. So I believe such programs like these really do help young persons to develop, especially women, showing them their worth, showing them their values and contribution to society. And it's things like these that really help to embrace and empower the strong women that we want to see that will become leaders in Trinidad and Tobago society. My plans for the future, definitely within the Tobago landscape, is to obviously support professionalism of youth work. Many times we take the young persons for granted. We believe that young people always have time, so they will always volunteer, or there's this myth that sometimes young persons aren't using their time wisely. But I think we need to make sure and help the young people to focus. We need to make sure and help them to professionalize how they volunteer, make them to understand the valued contributions that their NGO work, their community work is making to the society and the economy of Trinidad and Tobago. So I think a better structure, a better understanding of how youth, being a strong, targeted population, can develop a country is our main goal. We always say youths are the future, Yes, I believe that too, but youths are also now. And with my kind of work in the community of Trinidad and Tobago, I would like to see young persons excel.
Can you see me? Well, I mean, you know that it's coming from behind the trees, right? The t-shirt from behind the trees. So we feeling all that. We feeling real vibes, you know what I'm saying? So here we go. The good thing about having Take the Stage virtual is we all over. Anybody from anywhere could send us anything, right? Anybody had a chance now to take the stage. So we have an artist coming out of Jamaica, hitting with something real hard, call it fire, right? So they never told us that black is beautiful. Where that come out from? That's not me, that's Chronix, sorry. It's not Chronix. Easy. But he heard our message. So he here to tell us all. He here to tell us, we looking to call out Double Lanzo to take the stage. Double Lanzo, do your thing, boy.
Hey, you, Mr. Man, always a talk about women being strong. So how dare you put your hand on God's beautiful creation? Since you don't understand, let me just explain it a little. Look how she black and she beautiful, queen of this earth. Men, let's adore them and embrace them worth. We not deserve, but this her, we kill her, now build her. When it's too late, we turn round, say we miss her. But you need to understand, say she's the provider, the builder, keep everything in balance, big up her. From childbearing hips to the loving what she give and the leadership skill and quality she serve. Hard at work, bend her back for we reach. All the norms and values she shall teach, to which she preach. To each his own if you know what learn. And another thing, a mother of the spirit of discern. They're the blessings we earn, protect. Women stand firm and be stern. Them that just make my heart burn and it yearn. Just for sit the tables turn, Mr. Sir, a society we spend time for build and uplift her.
I told you, we back. How we feeling? Black and beautiful? Yes, I am. Yes, that's me. No, but seriously, that was good, right? Alright. So if you're not familiar with this area right now, we're still in Port of Spain, right? We by the Hyatt. And right here we have the Wall of Fame, Trinidad and Tobago Olympic medalist. Look. Where the women them? It's an woman name there, no? Not to say we never had any female Olympians, because we actually have had female para-Olympians. If you're not familiar with the Para-Olympics, that's about different Olympics. I don't know why I don't ask them, but have a different Olympics for persons with disabilities, right? So they could have their space to shine, because guess what? It's not disability, it's this ability. And our women have this ability to bring home medals. 1984, 3 medals all year, 3 medals. Rachel Marshall, gold, bronze. You understand? Big up yourself, Rachel, and family, right? So our next performance, real hard, is a story, a real story about another Paralympian. If you could say so. I mean, Rachel raised up the shot put. This one raised up a whole man. Let me not sell out the whole thing. Kyle Hernandez coming to bring us this real story. What we want Kyle to do? Take the stage.
All right, guys, thanks for coming. I'll be reading the stage directions. Of course, you could read for Kyle, and you could read for the role of Kavita. All right? Kyle, a young man of mixed descent descends towards a hospital hallway. He sees his mother, Kavita, on a hospital bed, groaning in pain. The bedhead looks like a tombstone. Mom, I know things not looking as good as it. Have faith, son. Yeah, I know, but just in case, Kyle, have faith. She says this with a crack in her voice. Her inner voice telling her not to cry in front of Kyle, but her eyes already leak salty liquid. She tries to pass it off with a sweet smile, but Kyle is quite familiar with the taste of tears. She prepares for surgery. Searching for a surge of energy to leave her son with some sense of security, she yells, "Certainly, you're going to win that slam. Mom, let me deal with the emergency. Certainly, you're going to win that slam, Mommy. Circumstances seem differently. Certainly." The doctors take her away. The scene ends. Scene 2 begins with a heartbeat. Kyle is patiently waiting. Across the hall he is pacing. The distance from his stance to hers are centimeters, but feels like a light year away. Things are not looking good for the patient. Here he is anticipating. He is fully aware that chances are rare, but wants to have faith in anticipating termination, anticipating termination, anticipating termination, exaltation, declaration. His God saves him. She makes it, but not all of her. A simple solution to her sickness, she surrenders a member, her foot dismembered. Well, I always wanted to be Professor X. At least now I have the foot to match. Her son marvels at her faith. Son, give thanks for life. Amen. Amen. Script flips the scripture then. My mother just says she's an X-Men. My mother lose she foot and say she's an X-Men. That must be then her mutation and amputating her abilities. Death-defying disabilities. Disregarding any possibility of danger. My mother a daredevil. My mother does daredevil to come wrong. She child boy. I scared for devil. Disable and mislabel. My mother still able to knock sense into she son when he's spitting nonsense. For instance, Mom, I'm not sure we're going to win this slam in son. No, Mommy, I'm not sure. Mommy, I'm too old for that. Son, I never skin up in the hospital bed to push out your big head, then to go and lose my leg for you to doubt yourself. Son, you have purpose. My mommy, I'm nervous. All this pride is on the surface, but inside there is a surplus of fear and doubt. And I doubt I could fare well in this competition. I might as well say farewell to this competition. My poetry poor, it's on welfare. Where's your position? Well, I perform in second. First. Sorry. Have faith, son. My mother have faith, son. My mother, faith don't only mold mountains, it does move them, it does mold them. Behold then, I am her Everest that will never rest until I make my mother proud, and 50,000 is a good place to start. Watch me in my face. Watch me in my face and tell me I'm not going to win now. But my mother says so, and if you don't like it, holler your mother. No, seriously. Seriously, hold your mother. Love her. Cause if she anything like my mother, that woman suffer. Lord Father, I praise you for a woman's sacrifice. Cause woman does sacrifice. My mother will sacrifice her only foot on an altar in a heartbeat slaughtered. if it means altering my circumstances. My mother can't walk anymore, but watch how tall she's standing.
Hey, mama. Hi, mama.
Alright, y'all. So you see we move again, right? From one sprinter to the next. Alright, so I have something special for you. I know you're probably saying, oh gosh, Letitia, you're always saying that. No, but this one really special, Oli. This one really special, right? Is that a little bit of yeah and a little bit of yeah? Yeah. Alright, so we bringing on Oli, a real artist professional, artist extraordinaire. You ever hear about somebody who was a self-taught painter, who they sing and produce their own music? No, I'm not making this up, and all of this is one person. Yeah. That's the name of the artist, yo. Yeah. Get it? Yeah? I know. All right. We looking to invite Yaya to the wall, yeah? Take the stage.
Hi, my name is Yaya, aka Trini Picasa. I am 25 years of age and I am a self-taught artist.
Are you really bad at action? Is it really bad at action?
I became a freelance self-taught artist about 2 years ago. When I came back to Trinidad from Jamaica, I started from scratch all over again. I had no idea where my art career would have led me to. I just knew that all I wanted to do was paint. I honestly never really wanted to work for anyone. I was always artistically inclined from since I was young. However, I didn't know that I would have been this good. It took me, all my life basically, because I've only been doing this professionally for about 2 years now. So sometimes it's a bit overwhelming the way that, how I'm able to envision and visualize just my journey and just where my art career would take me in the future. So yeah, 2 years back, I kind of hit rock bottom, and something ignited that passion within me to start painting all over again, and I just feel like I had no choice. I had to do it. I became very obsessed with, wanting to be good at something because I feel like I failed at everything. So, pick up the paintbrush that day and I never put it back down. I paint every single day.
You can't deny it. You love the way.
So I had this little experience where I was invited to teach the kids of Tabakit Secondary School in 2020. And that experience was so fulfilling for me, so fruitful, because I was able to inspire a lot of talented, gifted young women, and they look up to me. Even now they follow me on my social media pages and they still comment on my work and stuff, and I know that they are looking. So that's why, I feel like it's such a great responsibility for me to, project the right image and just everything as a whole, me as an artist, as a being, so that they could have someone to look up to and to pattern after, So.
I just want your lips, I just want your kiss.
What do I do for fun? What does Yaya do for fun? I have fun every single day. It's so hard because a lot of the times people, they be like, you can't do art for fun. You're art by profession, so you had to find something else to do. But I can't just, I have fun doing art, I have fun doing music, I have fun doing what I am paid to do. So it's very hard for me to separate, find other hobbies to do, because I enjoy art, I enjoy music, I enjoy nature, just recreational, yeah, but I have fun doing what I do every day. Oh my god! I'm very transparent, right? And there is no secrets with me, no shame in my game. I let everyone know my struggles, and how I overcome them. And I believe through that, a lot of people, they look at me and they compliment me a lot and they even tell me that they could relate to certain experiences that I've had and even ask me for advice, so that's how I know that I'm able to empower people through my story, and that is very fulfilling for me.
Do you ever dream when you're lying in your bed?
Ooh, I am so glad you asked this question because a lot of times artists, and I've seen this time and time again on social media, they compare their work a lot to other artists, and sometimes it discourages them. Sometimes it makes them feel like they're inadequate, not good enough. It makes them feel like they want to give up. I would just say focus on you, mastering your craft, because whatever you create, it's you. So you don't want ever to take away from that and try to follow someone else. I mean, if you're following someone, use them as inspiration, not as competition. And that's that's the only advice I have to give to a young artist who really want to hone and, cultivate and develop their craft to the best of their potential. They can't develop your craft to the best of your ability if you're copying someone else's. You need to be original. Find that sense of authenticity. Find that sense of authenticity and be consistent. Stick to it. Don't give up. All right? That's the advice I have to give you.
Silence going louder as your heart begin to yearn. When you're lying in your bed, it's just one thing keeps pounding your head. Everybody needs somebody. Everybody needs somebody. Everybody needs somebody. Everybody needs somebody.
Alright, y'all. So we winding down, right? I want to calm down. Alright, so here what's going on. As we coming down to the end of things, we want to make it a little light, take it a little lighter. So we're going to trade over to Shannon Francois, who's going to hit me a little light. What we want Shannon to do earlier? Take the stage.
I am light, I am light. I am light, I am light. Yes, I am light, I am light. I am light, I am light. I am not the things my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of my brokenness inside. I am light. I am light. I am. Oh, I am light, I am light. Oh, I am light, I am light. Yes, I am light, I am light. I'm not the mistakes that I have made, or any of the things that cause me pain. I am not the pieces of my dream I left behind. I am light. I am light. I am. Oh, I am light, I am light. Yes, I am light, I am light.
how we feeling, we enjoying myself, right? Everything vibesy. So I decided to take a little walk over to West Africa and visit mi amigos them. I don't know why I speak in Spanish because it's really Portuguese. We're looking to invite Eddie Young and Kappa to take the stage earlier.
Amor antes de tudo para modi, Deus é amor e amor é minha religião. Minha Deus universal, que existe templo maior que minha coração. Explica mundo com lei de física, minta explica com lei de vida. Não duvida de lei de homem, não acredita na lei divina. Boa semente de amor ou fruto de acaso, sem aquele sopro de vida, o corpo é apenas barro. Tudo é vago, tudo é vácuo, tudo é raso. Não te jogue para espaço, te perde noção de tempo. Não te leva meus pensamentos, te limite de firmamento. E por um momento minha mente é expansão do universo. Não te entende-me cada ser humano é um mundo e humanidade é um multiverso. Everything is energy, tudo é átomo. Deus é máximo, fé é quântica, amor é máxima. Amor antes de tudo para morrer. Deus é amor e amor é minha religião. Minha Deus universal, que existe templo maior que minha coração.
Yeah. Corpo tremendo, culpa Eddie Young. Palco Daddy TP, nigga, bu foi King Kong. Bu mostra claro, bu talento que tem barreiras. Amor que te guia, bu just claro, ma Deus te bu beira. Bu é prova viva, ma dificuldade que nada. Humildade sempre strong, nem fama que bala. Sistema que prendeu tristeza que tem balas. Moda Mandela por liberdades que te consegue negociar sem alas. Mostra putos se é possível, quero que foi desculpa. Prêmios invisíveis, horas que amor que luta. Carrega bandeira de ritmos, amor e poesia. Fazer amor nesse mundo antes de tudo, ser ideologia.
E amor antes de tudo é uma ideologia que te defende, mas tudo que não está fazendo na vida tem que ser feito com amor. Então é um estado de perfeição, é um estado ideal. Mas nós é que ser ideal, nem nós é que ser perfeito, mas aquele que não critica, aquele estado lá, onde tudo na vida está ser feito com amor. E se não põe amor antes de tudo, na tudo aquilo que não está fazendo, o mundo está conseguindo chegar naquele paz, naquela felicidade que tudo alguém está sonha. Para morrer, coisa que está falta é amor. E Deus é amor. Amor antes de tudo, tudo o resto é passageiro.
Não escrevendo, né? Mostra povo uma bondade que te dá lucro, né? Não escreve paz, né? Vive de guerra, de guerra, culpa era, né? Hoje é dentro bom, sabe, mas tem luz, na verdade, boca se dá só. Deus na bulado, que buricusa, nunca minha mano na venda do pulmão, só com amor no coração, para não vencer esse ódio. Horas que morte, o único caminho, nada existe outro. Braços abertos, mas irmão acredita que a publicidade hoje a arte invade em pulmão, me cuba junto no bestanque é sangue. Hoje a paz está o meio.
Mas que igreja na religião?
Hoje a falsos profetas.
Sem fetas e cifrão.
O sonho é escremado.
Câncer de luta.
Para aquele que sonha.
Dia buta desfruta.
Yo, how was your trip overseas? It was lit, right? That's the thing about art earlier. It's not no barriers. It's not no barriers. That's why art is such a powerful mechanism to create social change, right? And that's what we're all about at Roots Foundation. You dig? So no matter the language, it don't matter, right? Because I know you feel that. You feel that. Even if you don't speak Portuguese, you was feeling that, right? Okay, get the message? All right. So tell you we was winding down. We're really winding down. This is the last thing we have to hold. I'm sorry to say, but you know this be. All good things must come to an end, right? But before we go, we want to leave you with something real powerful. have a message from Dr. Gabrielle Hussein. You understand? She got an air. It's all like a ton of bricks. But I go feel soft, nice and fluffy, you understand? Because that's what we're about, right? I hope we succeeded in empowering her, educating her, encouraging her, supporting her. Because that's what the stage is for. All right, Dr. Gabrielle, take the stage.
My name is Gabrielle Hussein. I'm head of the Institute for Gender and Development Studies at the University of the West Indies, St. Augustine. I became a feminist when I went to university, and I suddenly met all of these women who were super excited about changing the world, and I realized that they knew how to organize marches, how to send press releases, how to work across diverse groups of women and girls, and I was just so inspired. I wanted to be like them. And so I just picked up and I started doing my own things, organizing my own workshops and poetry shows and everything. And so for me, that was the lesson. The lesson was that you could be inspired by others, but that nothing stops you from picking up and starting to do your own things. And so that's how I began. I also had a lot of excellent mentorship by older feminist women. And those feminist women are all over Trinidad and Tobago and all over the region. So if you want to become a feminist activist, you can just find any of them. You can find me and I can direct you to them, because mentorship, when you have a great mentor, that changes your life because somebody's giving you advice along the way. Over the years, I began to move into more leadership positions. And the truth is, it was a real difference to do that, because when you're young, you get to be a renegade. When you're older, you have to be a lot more conservative and you have to appear a lot more institutionalized. So don't waste your youth when you think you have to sound like an adult. You should just sound exactly like yourself, representing your own experience in the world. The older you get is the more you generally have to represent organizations and be so much more careful in everything that you have to say. But leadership is the greatest gift, because you have a chance to set a vision, whether that vision is large or small. You have a chance to be a team leader and to learn what it means to be a good team leader, which is not easy. We're all going to make mistakes along the way. You have an opportunity to build a team that actually expands your vision and brings their vision to it. In other words, making it something more collective. And that feeling of empowering others, of learning from others, regardless of their age, regardless of their difference from you, is a sense of community. And also when you're a leader, you get a chance to mentor others. And so in the context of being head of the IGDS, we were able to establish our undergraduate mentorship program called IGDS Ignite, which really supports students and young people in getting activist training. And we were able to really build a kind of young feminist sense of power amongst all kinds of young people across sex, across race, ethnicity, geography, sexual orientation, and a sense that young people can in fact represent their own experiences on issues and can in fact have a voice and can in fact develop the skills to have that voice heard in more and more powerful ways. And my advice to you, if you are young, is that whatever it is you dream of doing, you must let nobody and nothing stop you. You must certainly not be stopped by a sense that you can't achieve what you are seeking and by a sense that you don't deserve to do it. Very often our lack of confidence, our feeling of fear of being judged by others, of not wanting to be the one to do it first, holds us back. But in the end, if you're the kind of person that says, listen, I just want to try it, I'm going to try it, I'm going to make mistakes, I'm going to learn along the way, and I am going to make some difference in the world, that is all you need in life to make the difference in the region that we so need today.
Yeah. Well, you see, we are the Lookout, right? For those of you who don't know, we are on Lady Young Road. This is the area we call the Lookout because, you know, you can look out into Port of Spain. That's where we just were. The closing of the show was real vibes, yeah? I know it was real vibes. You're not going to tell me, I know that. I'll get a little quick history about Lady Young. Why we in Port of Spain? We do this whole take the stage in Port of Spain. Why? So it's a real history in Port of Spain for women, right? We are the Queen Janelle Commiss Young Street, named after Janelle Commiss Young as the first black Miss World. And we are the Jean Pierre Complex, named after one of our best female athletes. We are the Audrey Jeffers Highway, right? Named after the mother of philanthropy in Trinidad and Tobago. And now we're on the Lady Young Road. Literally named after Lady Young. No, seriously. One of the governors come up here. He said, "Wait, is this view real beautiful, just like my wife?" And he named here after his wife. Real talk. You understand? She not too popular, but that's alright. She actually started the Red Cross in Trinidad and Tobago. So when I tell you it's history, it's real history in Port of Spain. So I hope you all enjoyed the show, ladies and gentlemen. We did this for her. Yeah. Thank you for being with us. Right? We just want to give a quick shout out to everybody. Thanks to our participants. You know, we could not do this without you. If you're seeing this show and you want to take the stage, just hit us up. Send us a message on Facebook. We are everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, we all over. Send us a message. You could take the stage. We're going to shout out our sponsors. Well, actually, we didn't have any sponsors this time. But you could be a sponsor. You understand? Send us a message. Send us an email. Sponsor the next one. You wouldn't just shout out at the end. You go see a name running across the screen. The host might beg you up next time. Who knows? Let's talk business. Right? We're going to shout out Manny Media Studios. Hey, that's production. Best. This take the stage. All the other take the stage is Manny Media. You understand? Hit him up. We want to say thanks to everybody. Right? Remember, we are Roots Foundation. Find us everywhere. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Follow Roots Foundation TT. I know you are modest. Thank you for joining us for this Take the Stage for Her. Come back next time. We're here every other month. Maybe next Take the Stage will be for him. Who knows?
Whatever your dreams are, pursue them. Like, you will have a lot of people telling you what their opinion is of your life and what they think you should be doing and what they think you shouldn't be doing. If something is your dream, just go for it.
The lesson was that you could be inspired by others, but that nothing stops you from picking up and starting to do your own things.
As young as you are, you have a story to tell.
I am outspoken for her.
Fearless for her.
I'm strong for her.
I'm using community interventions.
Empowering others.
Join protests.
Doing community projects.
I use the word of God to fight for her.
For her.
For her.
This Take the Stage is for her.
To celebrate her.
To encourage her.
To inspire her.
To support her.
To strengthen her.
I am Letitia Parkinson.
Stacey-Ann Beckel.
Dr. Geneva Parkinson.
Latoya Roberts.
Gabriella Hossein.
Leslie Ann Wills Caton.
And this
is
for her.